Welcome back to Jack Plays Golf. We're here with the new Break 85 series, episode 1 at Waitakere Golf Course. We've hit 85 a couple of times now in the Break 90 series, so let's see if we can break 85 today. Put a couple of challenges on the screen for the series, let's see if we can tick some of those off today as well. And without further ado, we're going to get into the first hole, par 4 downhill, taking the 2 iron at this one. Being a par 70 course, we need to go 14 over or better. So let's hopefully get things started with a 2 iron in the middle. And unfortunately I've not hit a clean connection on that one. Luckily it's bounced on the bank there and carried into the second portion of the hole. But it might have got stuck in the bushes, which would have been a horrific start to break 85. But we're going to take a 7 iron at this one, hopefully get it down towards the pin. Great connection on that one, and it reaches the downhill.
Take that. Hopefully with the downhill, might have rolled onto the green. Good recovery.
Unfortunately, still a little bit too wet, so it didn't roll down. So we've got a 60 degree from the bank here, so a bit of a downhill lie. Clean connection on that one.
Oh! Yeah, I know, it was like either shorter or longer would have been perfect, eh?
So close, but we are on the green.
I think it's going to be pretty straight because it's wet.
So we can hopefully make this one in for par with good putt. Didn't get the read right, but got the distance right, so we should hopefully tap this one in for an easy bogey. And these first 2 holes are pretty tricky, so I'll take bogeys on these if I can get it, and especially with a bad tee shot. And moving on to the second hole, stroke hole 1,
Right,
big
5 iron.
dog leg to the left. Taking the 5 iron at this one because I don't want to top it into this valley in front of me. Just want to make sure I get it into the fairway. As you're well aware, the driver is still playing up a little bit, but we are working on it, so hopefully we'll see that soon. In the meantime, we'll take that 5 iron right down the middle every day.
Down the middle.
Sigh of relief.
Yeah, I'm just going to do 7 iron then. And then play a wedge shot into the green, hopefully get up and down from there.
Especially on the harder hole. Gonna just plan to set up here. And that's a nice 7 iron down the middle of the fairway again. So if we can stick in the fairways, we're going to be on for a good score, I reckon.
Yep. Rely on my wedge game.
And it's got this wedge shot now with 52, about 100 yards out. And it's pretty cleanly struck, but just off to the right hand side. And as you may know, viewers of this channel, this green is a nightmare, hugely angled downwards.
Landed on the green, but rolled all the way down here.
So I've lost out a good few yards there. Taking the 52 at this one.
So it needs to sit. Oh, that's a hard putt. Bladed it. Right, this this could almost roll off the green. Doesn't look that steep from the camera, but as we've seen from Dan's, that just rolled right off. Tap, isn't it?
Like I mentioned, you can't really see the angle, but I'm basically putting horizontal rather than at the hole.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, what a putt. What a putt that was.
And if we can make putts like that all day, we'll be in a great position. But back to the 2 iron from the tee box here on this long par 5. So trying to stick in the fairway.
Oh no.
Which granted I have managed to do. And just made it past the red tee box.
After a terrible tee shot, we're going to try and rescue things with a smooth 5 iron. And we top that, get over. Oh dear, it's a stinker hole.
Definitely not ideal for the start of this long par 5. But we're going to regroup the 6 iron now and hopefully get this one in the air.
Oh, 3 topped in a row.
Going to save you the noise on that one, but I'm 3 shots in and about 200 yards down the hole.
Go 7 iron, then hopefully pitch and wedge into the green and maybe just accept a higher score on this one.
Yeah, I think a high score is going to be the outcome here.
That's the one.
But I finally managed to make a good connection and we're getting our way up towards the hole.
There we go, I can hit the ball, but with the 7 iron. Right, after finally getting one airborne, hopefully have a solid pitching wedge into the pin. Oh, Let's roll up, roll up, roll up, roll up, roll up.
Thankfully, this one did roll up a little bit towards the hole.
Oh dear. Tough outing.
Very tough.
Alright, pin at the back. Come on, let's try and save the hole somewhat.
So 60 degree at this one again. Pins at the back.
Oh god.
And I've smashed it long. Slightly deflated now.
It's not that far back.
And another downhill green to contend with, so not ideal to chip on. But I chip it to where I wanted to land it. Hopefully it'll roll and stop.
Oh, it's rolling.
Which did not happen.
I have to roll the camera.
Having to actually rotate the camera to get in shot. That is going to be a long putt to try and save triple here. We're going to line it up.
Yep, take that.
And sometimes that's just how golf works. But as long as the putter's on fire, you're always in with a chance. So now the first par 3 of the round, but a very bad place to miss is off to the left-hand side on this 156 yarder. Taking the 8 iron at this one, and hopefully get it close. And I've not missed to the left at least, but I've not got much close to the hole.
only just registered like where they're shouting for at.
So after a great example of why you should shout for, we're now going to try and chip onto the green here. Just remembering going long would be a horrible situation. And I've carried that on right at the flag, just hoping that it stays on. And waiting confirmation from Dan, and he confirms that it stayed on the green.
But, we'll take that.
Let's see if we can keep up this good putting which we started off with. I'd be pretty happy to make this one. If we could save a par here, that'd be almost making up for the triple. And we're going to come short on this occasion. However, hopefully we can tap this one in for an easy bogey. And considering we just come off a triple, we'll take that. The triple aside, not too bad to start. Just need to find a tee shot, which I'm going to try now with the hybrid. So par 5 uphill again. Let's hope it's not another triple. So flag right at the back there. Hopefully get this one up there. And the positive is it's in the air. However, I have sliced it off to the right slightly.
That's not going to be a good spot.
And it's not a great spot to be in, especially when you've been topping them. We've got a big bank to contend with now, so taking the 9 iron at this one just to try and get it up there. And everyone saw that one coming. Now I'm in the fixed up again, 9 iron in hand, and managed to get it up there this time and up towards the pin. But not a great outcome.
Yeah, like one of the pros with him, and he said like having the dirt on the ball can make it go like miles to the right.
Anyone else see that Rick Shields video? So there's a little bit of dirt on my ball.
Yeah, mud on the ball.
Mud on the ball. That's why I'm right. Long stuff.
I'm obviously joking, that was just a horrific hit. And our first penalty drop of the round. So now we're hitting this one on 6, taking the 60 degree at this one. And I've hit that a little bit too full, but we are up on the green, which is the main thing. And that's the advantage of the wetter greens, that it is going to stay there. So now we're going to hopefully putt this one close, or maybe even sink it would be great. And it's a pretty good weight, and we've given it a chance. But it has rolled a little bit further than I'd like. It's going to make it a little bit nervy for the triple. I haven't re-putted yet, and we've been putting pretty strong, so hopefully we can make this back. And again, another solid putt. Take those bad shots aside, the greens are still going strong. Onto a very short, temporary par 3. So hitting off to the left-hand side instead of straight in front of us. Taking the 56 of that one, and that one looks pretty good. Just off to the right-hand side of the flag, but should be on the green. Until I see it land and it starts spinning backwards. And still spinning. And as you can see, it pitched up here where I am. And it rolled all the way back down to the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, as you can see there. Always nice to spin the ball, but when it spins off the green, you can't help but think it would be better just to plug. We're going to take the putter from the fringe here and hopefully get this one close. And that's good weight is peeling off to the left.
Go on, go on. Oh, you.
And unfortunately, I just miss out on what could have been the first birdie of the series, which would have been really good for us there. However, it is the first par of the round, so we'll take that. Again, more solid putting has given us that opportunity. So now we're on to the par 5. It's one of the easier holes on the course. So taking the 2-iron at this one, and hopefully get this one down the middle. And finally we hit a good tee shot, and that's right down there. It's going to be the right-hand side of the fairway.
Definitely overdue a good tee shot.
With current confidence, I didn't fancy going over the trees to the right, especially seeing that car parked there. So I'm going to play out to the left and play this as one as a proper par 5. And laying up for a nice wedge shot in. And that's found the left-hand side of the fairway, hopefully. Leaving me with just under 100 yards. So taking the 52 at this, and hopefully get it close. It's a bit of a downhill green again, so I want to land at the front of the green. Ended up not the cleanest of connections, and I've landed a little bit too short. And needed it to roll out a little bit more. Maybe if I caught that clean, that would have been there. So a bit of a tough decision here. I'm choosing between the putter or the 52. And considering I've bladed a couple of wedges, I'm going to putt this one. And I didn't come further enough to the left, and I've given it a little bit too much. However, we've still not free putted, so hopefully we can make this one in for a par. Back-to-back pars really puts us back on course. And the putters finally let me down, and that's going to take away the no free putt round. So I finally get a good tee shot, and I end up not finishing the hole well. Moving on to this par 3, slightly uphill. It's been a bit of a favourite hole of mine. Taking the 6-iron at this one. And another clean strike right down the middle of the pin. This could be good. Hopefully a catch to the back of the green. Would be pretty unlucky if that rolled off the back.
Chance at bird here.
Our first real look at birdie this series.
Yeah, it's going to go like...
It is downhill though, so I don't want to go too long. So I'm going to play this a little bit cautiously to the left, and hopefully it'll roll in. But really want to avoid going long. Didn't really give it a chance, but it is a safe par, and that's probably what we need when we've got 2 triples already. Can't afford any more mistakes. And still plenty of holes to play.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So another par, so second par of the front 9.
We shall take the par.
Another dog leg to the right here, and across another valley. So taking the 5-iron at this one, and make sure I go slightly to the right, but mainly avoid topping it at all costs, because that would be a lost ball. It's a clean shot with a 5-iron, but I've cut too much of the corner there, and that's going to be very lucky to come out the trees.
Unless we got a miracle tree.
Probably didn't get a miracle, so we're going to hit a provisional. 5-iron again. And that's a much better line.
Should be just over. That should be tight.
Unfortunately, we didn't find that first ball, so this is shot 4 of the hole now. Taking a 9-iron at this one because it's massively uphill. And I've put a solid connection on it. The main thing is in the air. And hopefully it gets there. Pretty good line with the pin as well. However, it looks like I need to go up 2 clubs as I just hit the top there and rolled back down. So now chipping on with a 60 degree. And I've given that a little bit too much. And I've rolled long with the pin. As you can see, not too happy with myself there. Wanted to be a little bit closer for the putt for double. But we're going to take our time on this one. So plus 10 over already. Not many shots to play with, so we need to make sure we don't waste too many shots here. And Dan makes a solid putt for par. And hopefully I can make this one back for double. But unfortunately I've missed it off to the left. And a bit of a knee wobbler on the way back. But we should hopefully see this one in for a triple. And considering it was free from the tee, it's not too bad. But the score, 49 at the halfway point, is not good for breaking 85. But plenty of holes to play, and we don't give up on this channel. And little spoiler alert, it does get better. But is it going to be enough? And hopefully we can replicate the 2-iron from the last hole. And unfortunately not the cleanest of connections, but it did get over the tree. Still struggling with the tee shots, so I'm going to try the free hybrid once more. And of course I've absolutely smoked that one down the left. So the tee shot's there, just need to somehow unlock it in a more consistent manner. But then we find our ball in the middle of the fairway. So big downhill here. Going to take the 9-iron at this one and take a little bit off it. And aiming just to the right of that sign. And that's a pretty good line. Just waiting to see what Dan says about it.
You right? What, from the pin? Oh, yes, boys.
Giving us our second birdie effort of the round. Well, second reasonable one anyway. Going to replace the divot, look after the course. The course will look after you. And hopefully we can take the score down to plus 12 here. Taking my time. Yes. And I've managed to drain it in for the first birdie of the series. So -1 going into the back 9. We'll take that.
The chase is on.
Nothing like a good birdie to boost the confidence into the back 9. So short par 3 here. Just want to make sure I get over this big tree in the middle. And taking the pitching wedge at this one. And it's gone slightly off to the right. And unfortunately it didn't hit the bank to the left and kind of nestled on the top. So I'm going to have a pretty nasty shot down to the green here. And there's not a lot of grass to play with here. And I'm going for a 60-degree, slightly open face to land it on the green.
All good? Alright. This could be bladed off the back, mate.
Always important to warn your playing partner of any potential dangers.
60-degree.
Yeah, open face 60-degree. It's a big shot in the round here, I think. Did not see that outcome.
Kind of like unlucky lucky, would you agree? So yeah, I hit one of those pebbles and ended up here.
So that could have gone anywhere. Thankfully went towards the hole. So rode my luck a little bit there. Let's see if we can make it in for par. And it's a pretty soft putt to the left. But I'll take my luck from the pebble. And this should be a nice tap-in bogey.
As long as we don't miss those today, those are the shots we want to avoid. I'll take the bogey from there. Could have been much worse with that pebble bounce.
So after smoking the hybrid, I'm going to stick with the 2-iron. Mainly because I think it's a safer club to not go OB. So don't want to go too long to the right. Just want to play it down into the middle. And I've sliced it slightly off to the right hand side. But it is going to stay in play, which is the main thing. Don't want to lose any more strokes here. And of course, the other positive is it was in the air. So now we have a big downhill to the green. Going to take the 8-iron at this one. So probably 7-iron distance, but due to the downhill, we're going to go to the 8-iron. And it's a pretty clean connection, but I've pushed it off to the right once more. And that takes a pretty nasty bounce as well, and goes a little bit further than I was anticipating. So a bit confused with how I've managed to push it off so far to the right.
Let's try and make it up and down.
But we could make it up and down from here.
Right, that's taking a nasty bounce.
Not a very good lie though. And I've kind of chunked it there. And it looks like it's going to make it onto the green. But unfortunately we land just on the edge of the fringe. So a long putt from the edge here. A bit of left to right if we can save 2 putts here. That would be pretty good.
Way short.
And that's definitely a lot shorter than I would have hoped. So I'm going to take a bit of time to line this one up and hopefully sink it in. And I definitely missed that one as well. But it's a tap in, so not too bad. In for a double. Would have been nice to save a bogey there, but it's not a triple. So onto the last par 5 of the round. Sticking with the 2-iron and hopefully get this one down the middle. Dan just put a driver right down there. Hopefully I can follow suit, maybe a little bit shorter. But I absolutely piped that. And that has gone probably over 250 yards.
Oh no, that thing flew. same distance as my driver.
So you can finally see why I'm using the 2-iron from the tee. Just a shame it took me 13 holes to get there. But now we're going to take 7-iron at this one and hopefully come within a good wedge distance of the green. And that one's come off pretty nicely and should be in the fairway. So Dan's just did a good 60 degree onto the pin. And now I'm going to hopefully follow suit. Definitely wanted to make sure I got up onto the bank, but probably towards the back of the green there. And I end up rolling off to the fringe once more. Can I make a second birdie and tick that off for the series challenges? I've got a good roll on it. Oh god! And unfortunately it's come up short, but we'll take tap-in pars all day. So thankfully that double didn't ruin our momentum on the back nine. So now a short par 3 out of the trees. Dan's just told me about killing a duck because there's a wood pigeon to our right there. So now I am hoping to not shank it off to the right and kill a bird. Pitching wedge in hand. And I've hit that one right down the middle, tracking right at the flag. And that one should be up on the green.
No bloody ducks, no wood pigeons dead. There's the wood pigeon in question.
Still live and well.
Nice bird.
And let's hopefully go from one bird to a birdie as I line up this putt. So still a bit of work to do, but definitely makeable. So I'm going to push it off to the left hand side and hopefully roll it in. And again I come up just short. That could have been 2 birdies in a row, which is again one of the series challenges, which is going to be one of the harder ones I think to tick off. But we'll definitely take that. 2 back-to-back pars. Can we get a par train on the go? Going into this par 4, so sticking with the 2-iron in hand. Hopefully we can pipe it down the middle like the last hole. And it's kind of piped, however it's piped off to the right fairway. So still pushing a couple of those shots off to the right. An important bit of course management coming up here. So I could go at the pin, however that would be horrible if I missed slightly to the right. So I'm going to play slightly more to the left, and I've hit that more left than what I was anticipating.
Oh, yeah.
However, when I turned up to the ball, it was actually a lot closer than I thought. So now we're going to chip up onto the green, hopefully with the 60 degree. And that's a nice chip into the middle of the green. And gives us a option for par. And the way the putt has been going, it's definitely makeable today. Oh, and just misses to the left. Had to use the putt tracer as the file corrupted otherwise, but maybe made you think that it was going to go in. But we'll hopefully tap this one in for an easy bogey, which takes us to 75 overall, leaving a very slim chance to break 85, but we'll take any chance considering the front 9. Going on to this par 4 now, relatively short, dog leg to the left. You don't want to go down to the left as that rolls all the way down. So 2-iron in hand. And unfortunately it's a bit of a stinger and also a bad connection. And I found myself in the thick rough. Probably couldn't have put that in a worse spot if I tried, other than topping it 2 meters in front of myself. And to make matters worse, it's on a massive downhill, so my feet are well below the ball. And I've got to back the confidence that it's going to hook to the left. However, if it goes straight, it's going to be OB. As expected, it comes out to the left, so should have aimed more to the right. However, we aren't OB, so that's a positive. We are blocked out by these trees, however, so I'm going to have to punch out to the fairway with the 52 degree. So damage control from an already damaged hole. And I've kind of hit that a little bit too far, but it gets caught up in the rough. And we're going to have a chip onto the green with 52 degree. So this one needs to get close for any chance of trying to break 85 here. And I've got nowhere near, and it's not even reached the green. Possibly one of the worst chips of the round.
Okay.
Crumbled under the pressure. We're going to regroup with the 52 and hopefully just dink it up towards the pin. Normally a pretty comfortable shot. And I've kind of bladed it there, but I think we're getting quite lucky, and it's going to stay on the back of the green. That could have gone off and down the hill, so it could have been much worse.
Come on, let's dial it back in.
But yeah, definitely need to dial it back in now for the last 2 holes. Starting with this long putt. If we can make this one, we're still going to have a very small chance. But as you can hear, the ducks are kicking up a massive fuss right next to me. And slightly off-putting. Whilst we wait for Dan to go scurry these ducks away so I can focus on my putt. If you could hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying the content, it really helps the channel and allows me to play more golf and in turn make more videos for you guys. So please hit that subscribe button and back to the video. So a long putt here for double. Definitely going to make sure I give it a go. Give it enough power and it's tracking well. Just unfortunately misses off to the right, so we're going to have to try and settle for a triple here. That's pending I make this one. It can be missed. We've seen them miss before. However, thankfully we sink that one in for triple and avoid another free putt. But it is a 4th triple of the round, which is less than ideal. But we're going to try and finish strong and hopefully come in under 90. 85 probably off the cards. So taking a pitching wedge at this one downhill. Want to make sure I clear the water and hopefully put it within putting distance really. Question is, can I recover from the triple? Late on, just need to forget about it and play the hole at hand. And thankfully it's a great strike with the pitching wedge. Tracking really well at the pin. And it lands on the green but then spins off. For the second time of the round I've spun off the green.
Again, hit the green and rolled off.
So again, going to go replace my pitch mark. Again, looking after the course, it will look after you is a good philosophy to go by. Unfortunately, Dan in the background there, I think, picked up on this hole and ended up walking off to the other tee and leaving me to it. Unfortunately, as you would have guessed, the mics weren't working today, well, not picking up very well anyway. So you can't hear my contemplation of whether to go putter or 52. End up going with the 52 because last time I went for the putter.
Oh, go on, go on.
And then I end up chipping it in for birdie. So Dan may not have seen it, but the people behind sure appreciated it. And we actually managed to tick off 2 of the challenges I set for this series in multiple birdies in a round and a chip in. So be sure to like the video for that. And let's get back into the final hole and see if we can do 2 birdies in a row on this long par 4. Considering I've only parred it once, I think that's probably unlikely, but we're going to give it a go anyway. Hopefully we can whip out another 250 yarder, but that could be unlikely. Get a pretty good connection on it, but it's a little bit too low. And we're going to be just off to the left of the fairway, but thankfully not obstructed by the trees, and we're going to have a clean shot towards the green. So I had to go realistic here and chose to lay up the 6-iron to give myself a wedge into the green to hopefully get up and down the par. The 200 plus yard shot, really not in my locker from the deck at the moment, something which I am working on. But again, considering how the round started, it's a pretty strong end to the round. Let's hopefully finish this one with a bogey at worst, but let's see if we can get it up there. And we end up topping it not too far in front of us, but thankfully we're still going to hopefully get further enough up the green to give ourselves a respectable shot at the green and hopefully get it close for a 1 putt. I'm in the center of the fairway, so the 6-iron still managed to get up there and leave us in a good position. I'm going to take a full 52 at this one and hopefully get it close. Still buzzing after the chip in birdie. Let's see if we can finish strong with these last few shots. And that's come off pretty clean. It's going to hopefully get there. Just ends up hitting the fringe and rolling off the front. And as always, we're going to replace our pitch marks and hope to get as much good karma as we can going into this final green. And let's see if we can make this one in par. So it'd be silly to putt from here after chipping in on the last one, so hopefully I'm going to chip in again. Maybe I should add that to one of the series challenges. I think that's probably slightly unrealistic, but one can dream. Anyway, we're going to try and chip on with the 52 degree and hopefully sink it in. Unfortunately, I've not really hit that too well, but it is up there and hopefully putt this one in for bogey. As you can see, Dan not too happy with his round there. So now it's all over to me. And let's see if we can make this in for one final 1 putt of the round. Gonna take our time and line it up. Again, thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this first episode of Break 85. Unfortunately, we're not going to break 85 today, So comment down below how many rounds you reckon it's going to take before I break 85. A couple of positives to be taken from this round. The putting's been pretty strong, and we're moving into spring golf. Let's see if I can make this putt. Unfortunately, I've missed it off to the left-hand side. Again, we've got 2 birdies this round, so can't complain. And I think if we can find a tee shot, we're going to be well on our way to breaking 85, or at least having a good chance at it. So ended up missing by 6 shots, but considering we hit 2 balls OB and 1 ball into the penalty and missed a very easy putt, the shots were definitely there to be had today. Anyway, I'll catch you next time.